This is gonna be a fun fight, man.
50.
Main event.
50-50.
You got it fit.
No, I'll make a pick, but it's
Yeah. You ain't gonna do it. I got 60-40.
Serrano.
Yeah.
I'll give the edge to Serrano because I was leaning towards Katie because she has that more Olympic style in 2-minute rounds, and she's faster on the outside. She's faster than Serrano, but I watched her 2 fights with Delphine Pearson, and she did not always react well to that pressure. And sometimes she wasn't slick enough to just keep boxing on the outside, make her miss or make her pay. She had to kind of throw get-off-me punches.
Was that one of the fights where you could say she lost the fight?
So some people thought it was a majority decision, the first fight. And Pearson, with her pressure, made her very uncomfortable. I mean, Pearson's taller than Serrano is, bigger girl. But she made her throw get-off-me punches. And if that's what Serrano... I think Serrano kind of almost has to fight a Leo Santa Cruz type fight. Just relentless.
That's never a good time.
Because
that's not a good comparison.
No,
I know what he's saying.
Santa Cruz.
In her own, she doesn't throw punches. She doesn't throw punches.
He get knocked out one time.
Oh no,
We're not talking about that.
Yeah, no, we're
Carson
talking about that. I'm just saying the punch volume.
No, I ain't talking about him getting clipped like that.
And the hand.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the.
Go ahead.
I'm talking
Carry on,
about
Zittel. Keep going.
I could see Taylor with her speed. If she can box on the outside, she can get off 2-1. She can get off first. She's faster, has good movement, good combinations. But Serrano, if she can punch in between her punches and keep forcing her into exchanges, that's where her power could make a difference. She could hurt Katie Taylor to the body. The more it's a war, the more it's going to favor Amanda Serrano. The more she gets her to exchange. But Katie, fast. I could see her, fast on the outside, winning a decision. But I'm going to give the edge to Serrano because I think she could hurt her.
I think it's going to be important for Serrano to avoid a multitude of clean punches because that's what Taylor's going to throw. A lot of volume. So it's going to look bad if Serrano, if she's trying to put pressure on her, get on the inside, work the body. If she's getting hit with 5 or 6 clean shots, but she lands a few, it's like, yeah, but she hit you with those.
Right. That's why she's got to hurt her, too.
Yeah, I favor Serrano. I do think she has to maybe hurt her at some point, and she's going to have to be really good defensively because if she's going to throw a lot of punches, you got to slip a lot of punches. And
I feel like the biggest difference, both of you guys said, I think the power. The power is going to change this fight. Going to the body, going up top, just the power. I just feel like she's going to hit her with something big and slow her down.
Yeah. SP, our master of predictions.
Yeah, what you got?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think whoever has the better defense is going to win the fight.
Okay.
I think that they both take punches like pretty clean. They're second to be defensive a lot of times, and so they take small shots, never big shots. They're small shots.
Lady of Liberty right in the middle.
Especially
like that. Nothing, just keep going.
But especially when you are fighting, when you're fighting another elite female fighter, that fighter is gonna hit you and then do the best they can to get back out of the way. You know what I mean? So I think it's whoever is going to start and finish the exchange is going to be the one that wins the fight. They're both going to get hit after they start the exchange. And so it's whoever finishes the exchange is going to win the fight. I really do have this one 50-50. If anything, 55-45 for Serrano. I think that her pressure is where her success lies. But she can't be irresponsible walking up on Taylor. She's got to use head movement to get in. She's got to run her hands. And, I think that Serrano has everything that it takes to beat Taylor. So 55-45, a slight edge to Serrano.
And you mentioned before, after Amanda's last fight, that she tends to be either offensive or defensive at times. And there needs to be, I think, a balance of the two. I don't think you can take rounds off against Katie Taylor. She's going to win on activity every time. If it's just based on activity, she's going to win. I think it needs to be a good balance of both.
And for anybody always complaining about women boxing, this is a great fight to watch.
Absolutely.
Great fight to watch for women's boxing.
And the last thing I'll say about it, people don't understand like what goes through a fighter's mind when they fight, and you just you grow out of it. But I was talking to Jose that just fought on the last card.
Valenzuela. El Rayo.
Valenzuela. I was talking to him, and I said, hey, man, if anything, I'll tell you better defense. Got to improve your defense. He said, man, I just get excited. When I hit somebody, I get excited. He's going to grow out of it, but it's something you have to grow out of, and you have to start to grow into just being aware and not having to tell yourself to be aware. And that's one downside for Serrano. It looks to me like she does not use her defense until she mentally tells herself to use her defense. When she mentally tells herself, guess what? Her offense turns off. And so she's got to connect those dots. Of course, it's too late if she hasn't by now, but that's something that I've seen in her for a number of fights now, where she turns off the offense to turn on the defense. And they both have to be turned on at the same time. I think that's another difference between her and Taylor. Taylor doesn't use head movement, but Taylor is not shy about getting out and getting out of the way of shots. And so it's 55-45 Serrano. I think that the pressure burst pipes, as we like to say, and I think that that's what we're looking at in this fight.
Katie Taylor is also more natural to the division than Amanda is, which is a factor that we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
I hope the crowd's good.
Yeah.
I hope we get a good crowd at MSG. I hope Amanda comes out brings out some Noriega again with Oye Me Canto.
I like Tego Calderon, but yeah, he does.
I think it should be a good time there. Like I said, also another world title fight with Fran Shawn.
And Shawn, Amanda, she's shown those flashes of offense to defense, defense to offense, right? The way because she puts so much freewheeling motion into her shot. She's such a free puncher that gets her whole body into it.
She is.
And you'll see her punch, and then the chin comes right here to catch what's coming back, and then bang, she cut. So, yeah, she's shown flashes of that, right? And even taking shots, but taking the steam off of them, not really worried about what's coming back, and then just committing.
But even with that, she's getting in the ring with the top level Taylor now, and that kind of comfort came with the women that weren't on your level. I don't think we're going to see that from Serrano. If we do, it won't last, because Taylor's not going to allow her to be comfortable and be so fluid and so in her rhythm. Now Serrano's rhythm is going to have to match and outmatch Taylor's rhythm, because Taylor's not just going to come in the ring and fight at Serrano's speed and rhythm.
Does that mean?
So even with that being said, that's something that we really admire about Serrano, is how fluid she is with her punching ability, and how comfortable she looks. But it's not going to be the same. She's going to have to. Her level is going to increase immediately because of everything Taylor is going to bring to the ring.
Does that mean necessarily like she has to pick her hands up more than she normally would, or what do you think exactly she has to be a
Guess
little
what?
sharper?
All right, so here I'll give you a prime example. You're not looking at me. Are you looking at me?
We can see
we're
you
looking
right in
at
front of
you.
us.
Yep. The whole show.
Okay, because
You're
I'm
also on a
above you.
screen,
No,
right?
we're
right in
looking
front
at
of
you,
us.
man.
above you.
We know.
Yeah.
Zordon.
All right, you want me to turn around?
I want you to turn around.
He's like, put away.
turn around,
Please look
at me
behind you.
above you.
Get the hell out of here. I'm not doing
So
this.
but look, Taylor, excuse me, Serrano is like this, but now it's like this because she's got to, everything's got to pick up.
Tighten it
You know
up.
what I mean? And I'm not saying that. Yeah, I'm not saying that she's not coming to the ring prepared to move like that, fast and sharp the way that she has to, using what she uses. But if she's not prepared, it's going to be immediately. We will see it, and she's going to have to make an adjustment.
Well, like I said, there was no fat on the bone of the Fury uppercut. It looks like that's what you mean. Like it's got to be tight. It's got to be tight.
Yeah,
cut the fat off the bone. Right.
Yeah.
Sean, you look like Andre Berto trying to do a shoulder roll.
I look worse.
What are the so we kind of focused?
I don't look good.
No. Thankfully, you fought the way you fought. But
Hey, can you imagine his ass trying to fight like that?
yikes. So we kind of focus more on keys for Amanda. What do you think the keys are for Taylor? Is it just as easy as just run your hands?
Well, it's really not that easy. She's got to run her hands, and then she's got to step around.
Yeah.
And easier said than done. She's got to run her hands, and then she's got to get out. And she's got to make sure that while running her hands, that she's actually hitting Serrano. No wasted energy from Taylor, and no 4 or 5 punch combinations, because what that means is you stay there with your head in the air, and if you're missing, Serrano's the type of fighter that's going to make you pay. I got a feeling that she's not going to miss everything, but something's coming right back immediately. So I would say keys for Taylor: punching combination, use your reach, and be prepared to control the range of the fight, whether that's moving out or moving to pivoting and then moving out responsibly with your hands up.
What's up? I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Ant. Follow me on IG, Ant with 2 T's. Let's do it. Let's do it again.
All right. Just introduce yourself.
Okay.
And then tell them, and then you tell them what to do. I'm Showtime Shawn Porter.
I'm Anthony Brenagh.
Carson Merk. Like, subscribe, comment.
This is the Porter Way.